Hello, everybody. This is going to be a quick demo on a common mistake to avoid when using iterables iterators. And so let's just sort of review where we were in a previous video. In that video, we were showing off how to use iterable objects. In this case, I made a linked list with Delaware, Idaho, and Alaska in it. And I printed it out via the iterator and printed it out via just using a normal for each loop. The iterator takes any iterable, asks it to create a new iterator for us, and then loops over it, getting each next element that it has. And run this, you can see the output is right here. What I'm going to do just for a little bit of simplicity here is I'm just going to comment out this part at the bottom where we're using the for loop, each loop. And you can see now we're just calling this print all via the iterator. So we're not calling this at all right now. I'll comment it out just for a little bit of clarity. And so one of the nice things about this is that you can take an iterable and you can just print it out over and over and over again, right? It'll just keep printing these three out every time I call it, right? So every single time I call this iterable iterator, it creates me a whole new one set up at the beginning, that's what I want. That's how I like this thing to behave. It's very nice that it does that. One of the sort of common behaviors that people will do is when they're calling it once, they will take this iterable iterator and they will throw it right here, right? Which seems to be almost the same program. Let me comment this part out, right? It seems to be the same program. And then they'll come here and they'll be like, oh, well, I need this guy here. Let me put it here too, right? And so this seems like the same program, give me the iterator and give me the next. And if you want to pause and just predict what this is going to do, go ahead and do that. We're back. And so hopefully some of you at least have sort of figured out that it's just going to keep printing Delaware over and over and over again. Right? What is happening is every single time I call iterator, it creates me a whole new one that's set at the beginning, right? It's never going to print Idaho because that's not the beginning. And every single time I go to use next and has next, it doesn't work, right? Because we're not actually making progress. This iterator changes its state as we go through. So that's why we need to do this on this separate line. Now, bonus reason for this sort of thing is anytime you have a simple program like this, where it's just going through it, it's nice to always tend towards using the one that's simpler and less likely to screw up as the bonus. So they're both useful. Sometimes you need this sort of direct control of the iterating over an iterator, but not always. And if it's the case where the for each loop will work, use that. That's my quick tip on a mistake that I see quite often for you to avoid.